I love anime, and I used to love anime games. But as time went on, I found myself very disconnected from the genre. There seem to be more cash grabs out there than actual projects that are made to show the true nature of these shows. But as an avid hater of corporate greed in the gaming industry, I didn't want to have revisionist history. So I got some of the most infamous games in the recent memory and decided to play them for myself to see if this is truly the low point in gaming as a whole, or have I been overly critical of these games because of my bias and love for anime? Is the bar really that low for anime games? Or is this just a overall thing in general? I'm gonna be honest, after this experiment, I was actually surprised by the results. Welcome to my 6-hour event that I streamed called the Flopathon, where I played 3 different games that were considered potential flops in the anime game genre. I hope you enjoy. Let's start with the first game I played and probably the most infamous of them all, JJK Cursed Clash. This game was a topic for me in very many slanderous debates based purely off gameplay and the trailers that I saw. Screaming to me as a cash grab, I called that game every word in the book that wasn't a synonym of good. Now I'm gonna be real, after I played this game, this is the worst
piece of dog ever played in my life.
I'm not gonna mince words on this game. It's probably considered a war crime to release this type of game in 12 different countries. From the get-go, the price of this shit is $60. Send those people who set that price to jail. Why does this look like a DVD? The first red flag was the starting menu, which, if you are old enough to know, it is basically a DVD menu screen. And honestly, that'd be pretty cool if JJK didn't premiere in 2020. Like maybe we were doing a Cowboy Bebop game or a Yu Yu Hakusho game, something of that nature. The nostalgia would sit right with this menu. But for a basically new generation anime, it makes no sense. But to be fair, opening menus don't necessarily make or break a game, so I won't jump off the bridge just yet. Next, we open up the story mode because we wanted to check out one of the pillars of these sorts of games, the single player experience. And pretty quickly on, I noticed something that was another bad sign. PNG slideshow cutscenes are like the recession indicator for the economy, because most of the time they never lead to anything good. But honestly,
it gets worse.
They're not even voice acting it. Oh my god.
Like, let's be honest, are we even really trying right now? I guess story mode wasn't their focus, but like this is damn. Enough about cutscenes, let's get to the main part, the gameplay. The gameplay, as you see, is a little slow, goofy. Animations are super heavy. You cannot get any real rhythm in this game. Even though I barely played it, you can tell these games aren't very complicated, and the combos were not comboing. So to the anime side of me, I would like to also state Yuji can do the Black Flash, and yes, Yuji does do the Black Flash, but he does not do that at the beginning of JJK. I'm saying you can do the Black Flash as soon as he eats that first Sukuna finger in the school. It just makes no sense. Like, did y'all even like watch the show to understand? Maybe disable something while whatever. And honestly, I'm like, okay, well, gameplay's not crazy, cutscenes suck, but at least it would be really cool to see your favorite JJK characters in the game and fight against them.
Wrong.
Next on the list, an actual really interesting one. This is Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact. Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact seemed to be brought up in the same ilk of JJK Cursed Clash, so I was honestly expecting something super duper horrible. And I'm gonna be honest, it started very, very rough.
Music does fit the, oh no.
Once again, I'm going to say the recession indicator showed itself very quickly. These PNG slides on these anime games, guys, you gotta put an effort in the story. That's also part of the experience when it comes to anime games, especially if you're a big fan of these shows. These were pretty bad. There was actually no voice acting, just a bunch of awkward grunts. Matter of fact, check out just a little portion of the scene to see what I'm talking about.
No way.
You see what I'm talking about? These games really aren't showing very much effort. All right, so we see the cutscenes aren't anything, whatever. The gameplay, though, is what really shocked me. For once, the gameplay for Hunter x Hunter Nin Impact was actually very good.
All right. Yeah, come on, Leorio. Leorio might be my goal. Look at me, dog. I'm so much better with Leorio than everybody else.
Honestly, I was very surprised. It didn't have very many characters in it, but the character that they did have had a great personality. Leorio was willing to cut a bitch, and he hit his cool-ass teleportation punch. Kite had range, a cool-ass scythe, and a lot of just flashy moves. The combos together were really cool. Everybody fought like they did. The Phantom Troop in this were crazy. Yuvo? Problem. Them armor attacks he was doing was crazy. I honestly found myself getting lost just labbing and seeing what some of these characters could do. Something about 2D anime fighters. I don't know. Maybe we should stop 3D Arena and go back to 2D. So with that being said, I think purely off of the gameplay alone, it has potential. I found myself getting lost in Free Fight, and I was just playing against the CPU, having a good time. Even though the gameplay got shining remarks, that was kind of the only part of it that got shining remarks. Hunter x Hunter Nin Impact just suffered from maybe not being finished by the time it went out. I don't know what the issue is. I'm not in these dev teams. I don't know. But everything else around the gameplay is very undercooked. But the gameplay itself could really do something. Honestly, for like 20 bucks, I could see myself playing that if it had, one, a good netcode, and two, an active player base, which I can't talk to the netcode, but it definitely doesn't have an active player base anymore. So Nin Impact, surprising, but still standard. If this was a From Software, or if this was like Rockstar game, this would not be acceptable for any other genre. Let's be real. And last but certainly not least, this one was kind of a throw-in for me, but I was kind of interested in it. This was My Hero All Justice, just recently released. So I grabbed this game to kind of see where the newest iterations of the anime game genre were going, and just seeing what they made with this 3D arena fighter that has been reused so many times, to see if they actually did anything interesting. And I'm gonna be honest, the polish on this game was really good. At the end of the day, it's a 3D arena fighter. You should pretty much know what you're expecting. It is from the ilk of Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, games of that nature. It plays like it, has a lot of the same setups, but they definitely worked on their animations. They worked on the gameplay to make it feel fun. And I mean, it's not reinvented the wheel. They just did it really good. They've definitely made it a step up from what we saw from Ninja Storm.
Not gonna lie, he cooked with this. He cooked with this.
Second gear! Third gear! Top gear!
Wait, are we having a whole animated cutscene? Hold on, like it.
Detroit!
Also teared up when that part happened. When he did the Detroit Smash, boy.
And this is what I'm talking about. This is how you tell. I mean, it's not perfect, but the effort at least shows. The roster was deep, the animations were clean, the fighting was fun, the story had animated cutscenes, which we have not seen on either one of the other games. Animated cutscenes, I don't know why that is just like the highest standard that, you know, it's like I almost had to beg for it, but animated cutscenes, this needs to be a standard. This does have the benefit of being only out for a few months, so it did actually still have a player base. Online was fun. I played online just a little bit.
I'll be watching.
Try and keep up, alright? Yeah. Charge it up!
Assault!
That's not half bad.
Let your guard down.
Yeah.
One!
Come on.
And back up!
Above! I won't give you a chance. Red Riot!
Leave it to me! That dice shall go with you. Got it. Solid as a rock!
I got beat up. I definitely can see the potential of your comboing and how you can string together between all three of your people. I thought it was pretty fun. Not worth the $60 to hold on to. Definitely catch that on sale. 30, $30-ish, it'd be worth it just to experiment, especially if you're a big My Hero fan like myself. But I definitely had some of those moments where I was just like, oh, this is pretty cool. I don't think this is a 100, 200, 300 hour type game, but it's definitely something that if you, especially as a fan of My Hero, you can go through and really enjoy that, especially if you love that final season. Shout out to them, that final season of My Hero. If you haven't seen it, it's worth it. And lastly, if I'm being honest, I'm kind of over 3D Arena Fighters. Maybe you guys aren't, so I won't say that they shouldn't be around, but I would like to see some of our really popular IPs used in different ways that aren't 3D Arena Fighters. There's so many other things. We have so many genres of games. Let's try and see if maybe somebody can do something a little bit more creative. That's what I would ask for. So with that, I would say there is kind of hope for the anime genre, but it definitely needs some more people that are willing to actually go and put in the full amount of effort that a lot of these shows deserve as far as translating them into a game. I think it needs a lot more. It definitely feels like either they're rushing out the product, not giving enough budget because of, I don't know the backgrounds of game developing, or they just are putting people on these type of games that don't really care for this type of show. So here's my final ratings. JJK Curse Clash is a 0 out of 10, straight from the Jump Force lineage. Hunter x Hunter Nin Impact is a 4 out of 10. It has very stylish and fun gameplay, but little to no effort anywhere else. Honestly though, it's one of the better 4 out of 10s I've played in a very long time. It's the type of 4 out of 10 on sale for 10-15 bucks, might be worth picking it up. And I gave My Hero All Justice a 6 out of 10. It's not really innovative in the genre, but it does exactly what it was supposed to do pretty well. It's polished, it's fun, has a lot of different characters, and just seemed to have at least a little bit more of a budget and a little bit more of effort put into making it a well-rounded game, I would say. Though that city thing that they added, it feels like 2K My Park. It didn't need that. That was whatever. Try, you know what, experiment. Do you. So I've done all this to say I don't believe that I had a revisionist history when I thought of the genre of anime games as a whole. I think there are definitely some outliers. There's some very good anime games out there. I'm not saying all anime games are trash, but I think the bottom floor of anime games are pretty low. But as far as the word flop, the only true flop I see out of those 3 games that I played was JJK Curse Clash. That game should have never existed. So my last message to you would be, I just really want less Ninja Storm clones and more unique games. We need to be demanding more from like Bandai Namco. We need more in-depth games for these anime IPs as a whole. I think as long as we continue to invest in these cash grab games and not forcing them to actually fully develop a well-rounded anime game, we're never going to get any better, and to the point where we're looking like the guys on the sports genre where it's just Madden and 2K on repeat all the time. And for me, I don't want that. I love anime and I want to play games that bring me the same type of experience or something similar so that I can relive it personally. So I would like to say, anime games don't suck, but they're definitely not improving. So we need to get together as all anime fans and gamers alike and demand more. Speak with your wallet. Stop buying these shitty ass games.